What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the video. Now before we get started, three things. One, these are my personal opinions and carry about as much weight as a paperclip. Two, in an effort to keep things as spoiler free as possible, I'll have to omit some detail. And three, these report cards are not anime versus anime, but just the anime versus itself. Well, Chainsaw Man, it's time for your season 1 anime report card. Now this anime needs no introduction unless you have been living under a rock. I'm sure you have heard of Chainsaw Man. This incredibly popular manga was written and illustrated by Tatsuki Fujimoto, which follows the story of a young devil hunter Denji and his friends as they battle devils for personal reasons for the safety of the public. This manga has sold over 23 million copies, cementing it as one of the best-selling manga of all time. I wanted to start with Chainsaw Man because it's a little unique to me since it's one of the few that I had no idea about. Yeah, I know, how's that possible? Well, it happens, so cut me some slack. Now, I'm a man who likes to go to anime conventions, and there would be a ton of people cosplaying as this long-tongued lunatic with a chainsaw for a head and arms, and I'd be like, yo, what the f is that? People will look down on me from their high horse. You don't know Chainsaw Man? For some reason, I had a hard time picturing this character being a protagonist, which is pretty cool in its own way. First category, the opening. Before I dive in, let me say this. Those that skip anime intros are the same type of people that when you go over their house and look at their manga collection, they always have that one hentai book nestled in between to blend in. Then when you call them out on it, they swear it's for the story. Where are the other volumes at? Where are they at? Moving on. Now, YouTube is quite unforgiving when it comes to audio and copyright, but I can assure you that Chainsaw Man's opening, Kickback, goes hard as f***. If you are someone who does not watch the intro to anime, kindly exit stage left. Now for those of us with a little culture, let's talk about it. Let's start with the anime choice. The name is Kickback. Kickback describes a sudden upward motion of a chainsaw's guide bar. It's also the most common cause of accidents that occur when using a chainsaw, the main cause being improper cutting technique. Could there be a better name for the intro to this anime? I don't think so. If you have the opportunity, I highly suggest looking up the lyrics or watching a cover. This one by Will Stetson is my favorite, and the lyrics cannot be any more perfect for Denji's character. Even after watching it dozens of times, I'm still not sick of it. Now, I don't normally watch an anime opening until about the 3rd or 4th episode because they tend to give away way too much information. That only applies slightly to this one. Chainsaw Man does it in a smart way. All we are given are a dope soundtrack with any anime Saturday and a cast of characters. For the most part, their powers and alignments are not revealed outright. This left me with the thought, I can't wait to see these characters and what they will get up to. The animation quality of the opening is incredible, does not seem like an afterthought at all. An amazing feeling to have. I'll have to give Chainsaw Man's opening a solid A. Category 2, story. Now the story for this anime is one that just keeps evolving episode after episode right from the jump. The world building is excellent and the writers make you fully aware of it very quickly. More twists and turns than you can shake an anime waifu titty at. Not only is there never a stale moment, there's always more to think about. What makes Denji so special? And what is the end game? While I don't like when anime takes it too far with mortality, looking at you Akame ga Kill, I also don't get too invested when I know the characters will never face any real danger. Trust me, in this anime that is not the case. Things can get dangerous in a second. Even the seemingly weakest devil can be quite dangerous. So far the writing holds up in my opinion in this first season, scoring an A as well. Fully invested and can't wait to see where the anime goes from here. Next section, characters. Now excuse me because there will be some butchering of names here, but Denji, Aki, Power, Imino, Kishibe, Kobeni, and of course Makima. The cast is truly diverse with each character being wildly different from each other. Each character has their own abilities, strength, weaknesses, and their own motivations for doing what they are doing, namely hunting devils. But for some of the more complex characters, we only know their motivations on the surface level. There's a lot more to each character than what we are initially told. Let me put it this way. There's a character who I did not like at all towards the middle of this anime, and I mean at all. Towards the middle, I was like, hold up, got pause. That's one of the best feelings, getting totally turned on your head and not being able to guess the next thing. While the main character, Denji's motivation may not seem serious in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure it's one that all of us guys can get behind. His motivations grow as his character does throughout the short season 1. He doesn't have delusions of grandeur or want to save the world for some greater good. Typical reasons we are used to from a shonen protagonist. He's motivated by his quite personal goal, which is just fine in my opinion. Considering his history and upbringing, why would he have a need for anything else? Chainsaw Man's character scores an A. Animation quality. Category I'm least qualified to talk about, but will consist of animation quality and uniqueness. Now this isn't as deep as you might think. When I think of unique animation, I think of things like No Game No Life, 7 Deadly Sins, One Piece, JoJo's, Dragon Ball. Not because of the size of the bag that they threw at animation, but because each is recognizable right away. If I pulled out a character from each, you could spot them. They have all carved out a style all their own in animation. Now at the rate animators are required to pump out work, it's only smart of them to adopt the use of CG. Now that's not saying I'm in love with it, but it is a smart move. I mean, of course I'm not in love with it. I grew up in the 90s, bro. You don't think I want those hand-drawn lines that make me feel something? Those Inuyashas, those Yu Yu Hakusho's? I think that Chainsaw Man's use of CG is right where it needs to be. It's not oozing out of every frame, but it's used to get the bigger animations out of the way. And with the amount these characters throw hands, you won't be missing out on anything. Mappa Studio really showed out with this anime, and the animation quality is top notch. Now, while in my opinion, the actual animation style is not all that unique, it manages to recover very distinctive characters that are easily recognizable. The characters stand out not only from each other, but from every other anime I've seen. Because the quality quality is so high and no frame feels slapped together, Chainsaw Man gets an A for overall animation quality. Story, ending, and credit. Chainsaw Man also took endings to the next level by having different original endings to each episode. Can't name any other anime that has accomplished this. Each one is drastically different both musically and in animation style. If you watch them closely enough, you can see that some endings mirror the episodes in which they follow up, all the while including more characters introduced in the story. For example, the intro to the anime is called Kickback, while the first ending is called Chainsaw Blood. Coincidence? I think not. Each ending builds and builds, and even without understanding Japanese and following the animation, you can see the amount of detail put into these endings. Some endings reference Denji's journey and his non-traditional relationship with Makima, while others focus on the relationship between Aki and Hamino. Not all of them are all action, and some can be quite sad, again depending on the episode that they follow. Do not skip them. I highly suggest giving them a listen. Now this anime is not over, and this is only the ending of the first season, but I enjoyed the entire ride. The season ended in a fashion I was satisfied with, included a bunch more characters to the host of unique ones it already had. I'm excited to see where the next season takes us, and if the announcement for season 2 takes too long, you can bet I'll be jumping into the manga. That alone warrants an A grade using my imaginary guidelines. Congrats Chainsaw Man, you passed with flying colors. No wonder this manga was so well received by fans and critics alike. Don't trust my opinion? Well, I asked a few of my friends to rate Chainsaw Man, and here's what they had to say. Black Star. Incredibly dynamic animation and camera angles, simplistic storyline and relatable characters and motivations. Overall grade A-. UC Kenya. I didn't choose that nickname for him, he chose it himself. Chainsaw Man is awesome. It has all the action and an easy to follow story. It gets an A+ from me. Subseed 77. I've never seen an anime get so much hype before its release, and all the hype was warranted. I expected a fun hack and slash anime. I got that plus more. It easily slots into my top 5 favorite anime of all time and my number 1 favorite intro. It was higher than One Piece on Crunchyroll's popular tab. Only a god tier anime could possibly do that. Okay, Subseed, let's dial it back, buddy. It's my video. You might have forgot. Next time we'll get a shorter one. And there you have it. Straight A's for Chainsaw Man. Now that's a report card you can bring home to mom. Or if your childhood was anything like mine, you always got straight A's so you never got anything before it. And your brother brings home 1 straight A and he gets a new PlayStation. But whatever, dark memories. Let me know if you like this format. I tried to keep it simple. I did not want to include any spoilers to those who might not have watched it or go into too much detail. Let me know in the comments below, what would you grade Chainsaw Man? Would your report card look any different from mine? Consider subscribing and becoming a member of the community that appreciates all things weeb. Thanks again for watching and see you in the next one.